Hello everybody, I have not been able to do as many videos lately because I've just been so obsessed with writing. But there is something that I regret that I didn't talk about as soon as I was motivated to talk about, which was the movie Marshall. I went to a pre-screening of this movie like weeks ago. Now the movie's out in theaters. And as soon as I was on my way home, I was like, I got to talk about this movie. But then I didn't because I got caught up and whatever. But it's not too late because the movie's still out. I think everybody should see this movie. It's great. Now, there's bad news and there's good news. The bad news is 5 minutes into the movie, I was like, oh my God. I mean, it was like corny and campy. And I was like, is this going to be like one of those, movies that you see like in the 80s where, all the family should come around and watch this movie about how, and there are only two sides, all the white people are bad and all the black people are great, and it's very clear, like, the line is very simple, and it's very hyperbolic language and whatever, and that's the way the first 5 minutes were, okay? When you see the movie, I'm right, all right? I was like, oh, is it really going to be like that? But then after that, it was golden. Like, it was, what I loved about it was that it had nothing to do with the older Thurgood Marshall. It had to do with just one case that he did, which never gets talked about. It's an amazing case. It's basically a courtroom drama that just happens to be about Thurgood Marshall. Like, this movie's so good, the story's so compelling, that even if it had nothing to do with Thurgood Marshall and just some random lawyer, it would still be as good. But it's like the underpinnings of what made Thurgood Marshall so great, and yeah, it does get a little bit campy at times. I think the worst was in the first 5 minutes. But the jokes are funny. They're corny, but they're funny. And I think it's a great stepping stone. It has to do with sexual assault. So it's not like something that you can, show to like your little kids. But it is a great stepping stone. You can show it to like your teenagers. And then eventually you watch this, and then eventually you watch like Mississippi Burning. You know what I'm saying? You gotta ease into it. You watch Roots first, and then you let them watch Roots first. Then you watch Marshall. Your kids can watch Marshall. Then your kids can get ready for Mississippi to burn in their psyche, and then you start reading some books, and then you just get them all woke. All right, but I think it's an important story. It's very well acted. I loved it, and I really hope you go and support this movie. It was really good. So that's all I got to say about that. I got it out finally, like 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later even. That's my bad, but I did it. All right. Go see the movie. It's great. Later. Oh, and follow me on Twitter at JGerard Inc. That's JGerard Inc. Inc. Later.